Welcome to the Unburden Your Business YouTube channel. My name is Cassidy Arbelli and I'm so excited that you're here. Today we're going to be going over the 4 tips for more control over your time. Tell me if this sounds like you. First problem you have is you don't have clarity over what you need to do, what to focus on, what is urgent, and then it all starts over again the next day, the next week, or the next month. And second, you feel out of control and not productive, like there just isn't enough time in the day. Tell me in the comments if this sounds like you. Today we're gonna go over 4 steps that I've used to be able to feel like I'm in control of my time, to gain massive results and actually get the things done that really matter. The first thing we're gonna go over is how to do a time audit practice, then my brain dump practice. Third, what the difference is between book time and open time and how to manage your calendar. And then fourth, how to do future planning so that you can be proactive and prepared as opposed to reactive and unprepared. So what's a time audit? This is something that I have put in place with myself and also my employees and my team so that we can really make sure that they're using their time efficiently. A time audit is about auditing the time you are spending per day on the things you are doing. So you're gonna keep track of what you are doing in a day, and you're gonna title what that thing is and track how much time you're actually spending on it. The second part of this is really at the end of the week or the end of the day, reviewing the time audit and see if it aligns with being on track for you to hit your goals and if you're actually doing the things that you have set as a priority for yourself. So you're gonna then categorize the things you are doing and analyze if it's the best use of your time, keeping in mind anything that comes up throughout that day and throughout the week that is going to distract you and things that come up that kind of throw you off your time or throw you off your focus. The next piece of the puzzle is doing a brain dump. Brain dumping really helps get everything out of your mind and onto paper or digitally if that's how you decide to do this, and relieve the brain capacity that you have for focusing on the things that you need to get done. And so it helps just take all of that stuff out of your mind and clear it up, kind of clear the clouds and the fog, and allow you to actually execute on things that you need to get done. So you're going to be spending time dumping everything out of your brain that is clogging up your mental load to keep track of all the to-dos, projects, and things that are always on your mind. And once you do a brain dump, the next step to that piece is going to be to create a place, setting up an inbox for all your to-dos, which I call the master to-do list. And when you have that master to-do list and you're setting all these to-dos and things that are on your mind on this list, you're then going to create a section where you can categorize those and then prioritize them based on things that are important to you. Now, you do want to look at things that keep coming up or that need to be done or happen recurringly and set up routines in order for you to know when this thing comes up, this is exactly how I'm going to tackle this thing. What are the steps and the tasks that need to happen within this routine that is recurring, whether it's every day, every week, every month, quarterly, or annually, so that when that time shows up on your calendar, you know exactly the things that need to happen within that routine in order for you to complete that task. Setting up routines for things that happen recurringly really make it easy for you to show up at that time that you have in your calendar and that you've booked for that, and just following the instructions that you've put out for yourself. What happens is as you do this often, you're gonna soon automatically know what things need to get done and not necessarily need a list to go off of. And they become a habit because you're doing them recurringly and they start to become automatic. But if it's something that's hard for you to show up and execute, having a routine in place and the tasks listed that need to get done really make it easy for you not to think about it, to just show up and start taking action. And by completing those things recurringly, you can then see results that are compounding that are going to give you much more traction. The next thing we want to look at is book time versus open time. Book time are for the things that have to happen at a specific time and a specific date, whether that's appointments or things that have deadlines and need to be completed by those dates. Maybe it's just the time you have to pick up your kids every day. Maybe it's the time that you've decided you want to go to the gym. So those are things that need to be booked into your calendar at specific times and specific dates. You need to make sure that your calendar is filled with those things first, because then you will be able to look at what your open time is. And open time is just the leftover time in your calendar that is not needed for a specific booked time. When we have open time, we don't always know exactly what we should be doing during that time, how much time we have. And in order to be able to take control of your time and really make sure you're productive during that open time, we need to know when that time is and how much of it you have, so that then you can filter through your priorities and pick the things on your master to-do list so that you can get those done and really be in control and really take action. So that is the difference between book time and open time when it comes to your calendar and scheduling things in so that you are using your time more efficiently. And then once you've got your time that you know you're spending on aligned with the things that are important to you, you've got a place to dump all the things you have to do and prioritize and categorize the things that you have on your master to-do list. And then you've got your book time and your open time figured out. It's time to really think about the future and how can you start using some of that open time that you have to prepare and to break down projects that you want to do coming up. So the first part of future planning is going to be consistent resets, setting up consistent resets and setting up time in your open calendar that maybe now becomes booked time that you're going to do consistent resets. I do consistent resets every Sunday for my week and the last Sunday of the month for the upcoming month. I also do an annual reset in November of every year for the upcoming year. These resets are going to be dedicated time to resetting yourself. It includes maybe doing a new time audit if you feel like you've lost a little bit of control or you want to see where you really are spending your time, updating your master to-do list based on brain dumps that you've done. So if you're doing a reset on Sundays for the upcoming week, you're going to want to look back and see what things have been added to your master to-do list, maybe do a new brain dump for the things coming up in the next week, and really looking at your calendar of your book time versus your open time. So you're basically resetting and planning and looking at what needs to be updated and fixed as you're moving forward into the future. The second piece of future planning is going to be projects. Projects for me, in order for them to get done, really need to be broken down into tasks that I need to complete and get those tasks that I say need to be done in order to complete a project scheduled into my open time in my calendar so that I can start chipping away at a project and make sure it gets completed within the time frame that I want to, and or just get done in general and not just have this massive project on my master to-do list that just feels super overwhelming and then I never get to, and it just stays on my mind and clogs up my mental capacity. So in order for you to be able to get bigger projects done, we want to spend some time in our open time of our calendar breaking down these projects into smaller bite-sized tasks that we can complete and putting those things into our open time in our calendar so that when we show up during that time in our calendar, we know what task needs to get done and we start to get things done for our projects. So as we talked about, the problem before gave you 4 steps that you can start taking to have more time, or at least feel like you're in control of your time and be more productive. And by doing these things, you are going to have a system to process all the things that you need and want to do. And it ensures that the time you have is dedicated to completing tasks that are aligned with what is important and staying focused with less distractions. And the second thing that this solves is using the time you have in a day to complete what is needed with less time being lost because you aren't clear. Now you will be clear. And these tasks that get completed with intention end up giving you a feeling of control, but also will compound into massive results. So let us know in the comments which one of these you feel like is going to make a huge difference in the way you show up to use your time productively. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share with anyone you think would find value. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.